Oh, Jesus. Whoa. This is real life. Look at that porter had teleported me up here. That's nice, I guess. Well, anyways, with that out of the way, let's start with Teapot 1. Okay, so first we got Teapot 1, and probably one of the best episodes there. After BRB 28, it was supposed to release on September 9th of 2020, probably. But because of some weight and some stuff, they decided to put it on January 10th. But that doesn't really matter because the first episode is actually pretty good, and I actually enjoyed it the whole time. The reason why I actually like Teapot 1 is that, one, the animation looks actually incredible. Two, the art, and not only the art, but everything else looks absolutely amazing. And from the looks of it, probably in the future that we will get more Teapot episodes, we will have probably the same writing and same scripts for Teapot 1, Teapot 2, and probably Teapot 7 that might come out tomorrow. Basically, the whole thing is that there was a debut, and winner and price tag got to join the debut. These right? Well, I have no idea why they decided to join, but hey, they get to join. And the whole episode is that they have to get to the top of the building, and Deathpack again had lost. So that was Teapot 1. I gotta say, it's pretty good. And my final ranking, probably an S tier. But still, again, Teapot 1, probably my favorite episode. My favorite part would probably have to be the whole debut scene. And my favorite character? Probably Nickel, because he's probably one of the goofiest characters in The Power 2. And I'm actually glad that he decided to join Teapot instead of staying along with Balloony in BFB. Because BFB didn't really make sense, and no one really had any personality, even from the other characters, except Pen, Book, Pen, Eraser, all those other contestants. But now in Teapot, we actually get to see them with a lot of good personalities and more about them. And that's what I really like of Teapot. And so Teapot 1 is probably one of the best episodes. So I don't know what to say. It just gets an S tier. So because it's the first episode ever, and it wouldn't really happen if it wasn't up the list. So Teapot 1 is gonna get an S tier. Moving on to Teapot 2. Alright, Teapot 2 came out after Teapot 1 and is freaking incredible. It wasn't worth the wait, but it was freaking incredible. Let me explain. Basically, Teapot 2 was a little bit rushed because of 2021. And, summer came in to an end. And, it was July or probably June of 2021. So, it was a little while for that to happen. But anyways, back to Teapot. I gotta say it's probably one of the best episodes. Probably the mediocre episodes. Teapot 1 is actually pretty good, but Teapot 2 is way better than Teapot 1, and probably Teapot 3. I'm not saying that Teapot 3 or other Teapot episodes are horrible. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm saying that they're all good, but however, most of them isn't really good, and most of them are really, really amazing. But really amazing has to be a definition for Teapot 2. Now let's talk about the cake at stake. Basically, Deathpack again had lost the first challenge. Well, I mean, this is the second elimination. They had a loss in BB5. And, a lot got eliminated and all. But anyways, let's just talk about the elimination. I feel like the elimination was pretty good. It was actually long more than, other object shows eliminations. Like Anonymous Insanity, the very first season of Battle of Dream Island. But overall, it's pretty good overall. So let's just talk about who's gonna get eliminated. Yay! Alright, so before we talk about that, I want to say, this is just my opinion. So please don't attack me for this. Alright, so let's see who's the first person safe. First person safe will be probably Black Hole. And for some weird reason, he's a fan favorite because now the votes are supposed to be like for save instead of like for elimination. Well, even though I actually like that concept, But BFB had already done that before. Well, it doesn't really matter because, everyone's using it now, even the 90-minute sounding invitational. So, who else is safe? Well, good news, remote is not safe for some reasons because everyone loves remote. Okay, moving on. Landon had got probably the least amount of votes, but see, they were still safe. Even Tree, even though he's kind of bland, not good, I still think that he's an actually interesting character overall. So, who's the last one safe in final two? Fanny. Okay, I have some weird feelings. Why is Fanny the next one safe? I'm sorry, but it doesn't really make sense. Fanny being the last one safe from the bottom two. So who's in the bottom two? You guessed it, Pie and Marker, two BFB contestants that are not really loved by fans. So who's gonna get eliminated? Well, I probably know this, and I'm not happy about this, but Marker is the last one safe. Yeah, Marker, out of all the other contestants in TPOT, is safe. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So for the challenge was to create something for blocks. And I actually liked the idea and the premise because it was actually funny and it was really, really nice. So the team who lost was the strongest team on earth, and the reason why they lost because of Belle. I mean, she should have been eliminated in TPOT 3, but we'll talk about that later. So TL Drop decided to join. I forgot to tell you guys about that. But yeah, she decided to join TPOT. So that's what happened after a BFB 30. And I just gotta say, TPOT 2 is probably one of the best episodes ever. But it's not good than TPOT 1. However, I feel like that a lot of characters have some character development this time in this episode. Foldy, Eggy, Belle, Robot Flower, even Penn from the Team 8, who actually gets a token for getting the most, blocks on the team. And the reason why this scene is just so funny to me, as I feel like it is. The overall tier 2, B tier. So with all that being said, after TPOT 1 going in the S tier, I feel like the TPOT 2 will probably go in the B tier. Not as good as TPOT 1, but it's better than the next episode. let's just get TPOT 3 over with. TPOT 3. I don't have a lot to say about TPOT 3, but it's not a good episode. It's bland. It was rushed. The elimination was only like freaking 1 second, and the challenge isn't really funny. It was just used for TPOT 2, but it's not bad, so I'm just gonna give it the C tier. So, not really a lot to say about TPOT 3 because it was a short episode and it was the first episode to introduce the two team up for elimination kind of thing. It was kind of nice, but the episode was sort of rushed, so I didn't really like it. However, it's not bad as the other episode, so I'm gonna give this a C tier. Now on to TPOT 4. Alright, TPOT 4 came out 2 months after TPOT 3, and it's freaking awesome, dude. I feel like TPOT 4 is really awesome and it's better than TPOT 3 because of the writing, the script for the episode, and the challenge is actually original and funny. The cake at stake is basically teammates in the S because they lost the challenge last episode. And, I'm not going to go into really big detail. Let's just talk about the elimination now. First person safe will probably, well, you have seen the fourth episode. So the first person safe would be probably Penn because he's a fan favorite at the BFDIA. So the next one safe will be Coiny, Barfbag, Gady, and Needle. So that would mean Saul and Donut will be in the bottom two. One BFDIA character and one BFB character. And Donut gets to live for another day because Saul is eliminated because she's not a fan favorite and her gag was getting freaking way too old. And I'm actually glad that she's eliminated because her 8 gag and her personality was not Not funny. Moving on to the S. The S is probably one of my favorite teams on Teapot, and the reason why I say it is because it's actually funny. So the first person safe would probably be announced by 2, and 2 says that Yellowface is the first one safe. Not sure why, but okay. Also say who will be winner, Rocky, Clock, and Bottle. That's okay, I guess. Alright, so we got Cloudy and Ice Cube in the bottom 2. Cloudy isn't really a fan favorite, but Ice Cube is, because Ice Cube's overrated, and Cloudy, I was gonna say Cloud. Cloudy is underrated because of his personality and his spelling. So Cloudy would be eliminated. Ice Cube, because he's overrated, will be safe. And I don't really get why, but okay. Cloudy wasn't the best contestant in Teapot, but I'm actually glad he had some lines and a lot of screen time in Teapot. So it was kind of sad for him to leave, but I'm gonna say S tier. So far we got 2 episodes, and I have to say Teapot 4 has to be S tier along with Teapot 1. So we got the final 2 episodes, Teapot 5 and Teapot 6. But first, let's go with Teapot 5. When it comes to an actual good episode, I hear everyone saying that Teapot 5 is probably one of the favorite episodes so far, because they mention about the beach from BFB 30, and the challenge is actually cool and funny and has a goofy art style. But the only reason why I actually like Teapot 5 is because of the art style. The challenge is okay, not the actual series. I'm not saying that the series is bad. I'm saying that the series went to a rise and then one little downfall, and it came back up and then had a little bumpy ride. Teapot 5 is probably one of them. It's because Pillow gets too much screen time. Just not, they just get too much screen time. That's all I gotta say for that. And I feel like that the team that should have been up for elimination would be Team 8. I mean, yeah, it would have been weird for them to lose another time, but hey, it's better than nothing. I mean, they were in the bottom 3. But speaking of bottom 3, I'd say that Birthbag should have been eliminated instead of Cloudy. The reason why I say it is because Birthbag is underrated and no one really likes her. And it's back to Teapot 5. I feel like that is actually a good episode. And if it's not a good episode, I would have to rank it more than Teapot 3. I would have to say that Teapot 3 would be my favorite episode and Teapot 5 my least favorite episode. And this also had some arc with Winner and Clock, but also some rivalry against golf ball, puffball, fries, and probably basketball. But something happens to fries. But hey, it's good. Finally, we're down to the final episode. Teapot 6. Let's check it out. Alright, we're down to the final episode. Teapot 6, the Goiki Bake Off. Probably one of the best episodes and current episodes before Teapot 7 releases. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it in my own words. Teapot 6 is probably one of the funniest and amazing episodes ever. I started watching Beer at the Eye when it first came out, like a few years ago. I was a little old, a little bit young at the time, but I still used to love the series. And seeing Teapot 6 get so much love, heck, the whole series getting so much love is actually amazing. But I feel like that Teapot 6 is like a memory of old episodes that I used to rewatch of BFDI. Now, I actually like Teapot 6 because it has 4 and X back. And for the elimination, I'm actually surprised that Eggy, out of all people, is eliminated because basketball is safe. That's kind of weird, but okay. Now, I'm going to see a lot of people hate this, and everyone loves Eggy, even in person on YouTube. Anyway, I feel like that Eggy wasn't really used for the episode, so her fault. Alright, for Team Are You Okay? The first people that would be safe is Penn and Golf Ball because they're the fan favorites now. But Penn has more favorites than Golf Ball, but whatever. Let's just get on. TV, Puffball, and Arisha will be safe too because isn't really doing nothing. I mean, he was gonna be eliminated because he cost the team the challenge, but whatever. Also, to just look at this, I actually like this time. Bottom two, tennis ball and fries. You know, I can understand who's gonna be eliminated, and I'm actually glad because he's not a fan favorite. I'm not a fan of him, and the last one safe is tennis ball. I didn't like fries anyway, so yeah. Finally, freaking finally, we're done with the 6 episodes of The Power of 2. And with TPOT coming in tomorrow, here's the final ranking. For S tier, I put TPOT 1 and TPOT 4. For D tier, I put, well, no episode. But for C tier, I had to put TPOT 3 there. TPOT 2 was in the A tier, and TPOT 5 and 6 has to be B tier. So, that's my final ranking of all the 6 episodes of TPOT. Who knows, when the 7th episode come out, I'll probably make a separate video of that. But in the meantime, stay tuned, guys.